Hello there, this is Cindy at cindybdesigns.com. Thank you for joining me today. This is the card that we will be making. I cased myself from September of last year, and you're going to see my hands flying because I meant not to do a voiceover on this. I thought I would try real time, and 35 minutes later for this, no, not doing that to you. So we are back to Most Wonderful Time that carried over from last year. Second half of the video, my hands will not be flying. But those are all the images in the stamp set. They're distinctive. Little tree, big tree, die cuts to cut out everything I'm pointing to right now. And then you have like an angel and a star that are standalone dies. And with this bundle, you get that great tinsel trim. The stars that you see on the right, I'm bringing up. There are some cards right behind that, and you see me use the stars on projects a lot throughout the year, this year. So those are the 4x6 cards that you get, and you have 3 different patterns there. And then there behind that, there's a ton of stickers and designer series paper that I'm going to go through, hopefully real quick for you. You know, since I did speed this up, you have sentiment labels or banners there, candy canes, and that is the paper. And am I going to show you what it looks like, or am I just yakking now? I think I'm just yakking now. So I will not try to do a live anymore because it just gets too long. I talk too much, and this way I'm forced to, stay on top of my game here. So back to the designer series paper, real red, old olive. And that is on page 7 of our holiday catalog this year. But, again, great designer series paper, lots of project potentials, and this was, one of my favorites. So next week we are going to be covering the Wonder of the Season Suite, and that is one of the cards that I will be sharing with you. So we're going to move on now to our card, and the very first thing I want to do is take out that deer sticker that you see from Most Wonderful Time and take our embossing buddy and get that stick off the back of the sticker, pretty much, because I want to put that on dimensionals. So I'm just lathering on that powder. As you can see, if you don't have an embossing buddy, cornstarch or baking soda will be fine. And I'm making sure that everything is ready to go and no sticky, and it is. And so yeah, I'm going to set that aside right now. So I'm pulling in one of our grid sheets here and the rest of our supplies because we are going to be doing some stamping off. And I'll be pulling in the rest of the products that we need. We have a top folding A2 real red card base, which is 4 1/4 across by 5 1/2 down. You take a full sheet of paper, cut it at 4 1/4, score it at 5 1/2, and that is how you get a card base. Whisper white regular 4 1/4, 4 across by 5 1/4 down for that matte effect there. And then we're going to be doing the inside too, so the same size piece of whisper white, 4 across and 5 1/4 down. And there's our envelope. We will be doing that as well, and as we hit that phase, I will give you the measurements for that. And it looks like I'm going to be giving you those measurements now. The DSP in this product bundle is 6x6, and when I do the back of my envelope flaps, it is 6 across and 2 1/4 inches down. So for our stamp pads, Memento Tuxedo Black and Old Olive, then I put the little Christmas tree on a seed block that we have, and we have our Stampin' Dimensionals and seal it. I'm pulling in my mat from the Stamparatus so I can punch down the Christmas trees, and I'm using the grid mat like I always do, but with the way I designed this card, I need to build from the bottom on up, and I'm talking with my hands the same way I'm doing on a video. So our sentiment is going to be, oh, Christmas tree, and that is going to be laid down in Memento Tuxedo Black, and I'm just making sure that my sentiment is straight where exactly where I want it to be. I wasn't quite sure there because of the sun. So I inked it up, put it on a piece of scratch paper. It was straight, good with that. So yeah, we're going to move on now. And I'm going to go ahead and ink that up again, lay it down. I think I do twice. Yeah, I do. And there we go. So bottom on up, like I said, because I have to get that sentiment placed down. Our tree is going to be stamped off 1, 2, 3 times. But in the meantime, I need to take that deer, that sticker deer, put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of it, kind of line it up where I want it to be, because that is going to help me line the trees up a lot, to tell you the truth. And I'm checking everything out. So it's like full strength, stamp off once, stamp off twice. That is what I'm looking like. So I'm going to go up above the card a little bit right now and stamp about 4 trees that are stamped off twice. So I lost the most important part of this video, and I'm having to redo it, but I'm not going to do a voiceover or anything like that. And it was laying down these trees, and if I remember right, I showed you how I stamped off. We have dimensionals on the back of the deer, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to have the darker deer, the full strength old olive, right around his hind legs right there, kind of like by the joints, I guess, of the deer. And so I eyeballed it, looking up and kind of winging it. So I'm opening up my old olive pad right now, and I know I'm zoomed in, but I'm inking over to my right and stamping off over to my right. So stamp off 1, 2, and then, I'm going to use this as a guide, and here comes Puppy. And then start right there. So I'm doing it twice again, and I'm kind of staggering them a little bit. And I only did 4 because I wanted to make sure that my left and right was okay. So now I'm going to stamp off once, come in, and start that way and move in. And again, I'm going to stagger those trees a little bit. And this is pretty much called Stampin' Off. Super easy technique, but look at the depth that you get. And for the last row, we're just going to go in all the way with old olive. And again, you can see how I'm lining the trees up a little bit, so there's no gaps in between, and it's pretty dense. And that is it. So this is how we are looking. I need to get this tape off. And that's how simple it is, but lots of texture and lots of dimension in there, and I'm crazy about that. And to finish, so I pulled backing off our dimensionals here, laid it down obviously, and then I brought in these wonderful gems from a suite that we will be working with next week. Now they have 1 large one down there, a 5mm one, and then 2 4mm ones up here. And it's a kind of a blessing in disguise that I did have to redo this, because I read after I did the voiceover yesterday, on December 8th, and I think that's Tuesday, the entire catalog, the holiday catalog, is like up to 50% off. And next week's suite and the suite after that are the 2 largest in there, and I'm going to be showcasing them for you. So, go grab it now while it's dirt cheap. So next week we're going to be doing Wonder of the Season, and then after that, it's that suite with the coffee cup. All that great stuff in there that you can do. It's close to the front, and I forgot the name of it. Heartwarming Hugs. So next week we'll be doing this. Yeah, I got glare going on. And then after that, the Heartwarming Hugs. And then we'll be done with Christmas, and I'm going to move on to the spring catalog that I did a video on for you a couple days ago. That'll link below. So go check out my blog this week, Cindy at cindybdesigns.com. And so, yeah, that was our card, and that's how it turned out. And I think now to go ahead and finish up the rest of the video for you that I already did before. So I'm bringing in our Real Red card base there, getting it lined up on my Stamparatus the right way. And I'm putting our image panel down there, the one with the trees, as you can see, with our seal, I keep wanting to say snail still, our seal adhesive, and pulling off the backings of our dimensional little deer there and popping that on top. And that is how easy that card is. I mean, it is so simple, it's not even funny. So I'm bringing in our wonderful gems, which is from the product suite that we will be using next week in Real Red. And I'm putting the large, maybe 5mm one down there at the bottom right, and 2, 4 at the top, but you do not want to do it straight up and down like I just showed you. You want to angle it for that rule of threes. And again, like that is the end of our card front there. So that is the inside of the card. And I'm going to be pulling off another sentiment from Most Wonderful Time and getting that lined up at the very top there. It says comfort and joy, making sure that, you know, I'm eyeballing it the right way. I did not pull off the stamp from the front yet because you can flip over your Stamparatus lid really easy and get stamping in that way. So I laid it down twice with Memento Tuxedo Black, and then I'm going to take the large tree in the Most Wonderful Time, ink that up again with Old Olive ink, and put that down at the lower left-hand corner of the card. So that is what our inside is looking like. And if I recall this video right, yeah, I did. I'm bringing in our envelope right now. I have the large tree at the bottom there. I waved it to like dry the ink a little bit, and yeah, I do talk to my hands again. I'm using our seal to put down the 6 by 2 1/4 inch flap for our envelope there. I have used regular glue before, the Tombow Mono. I find it very bulky, and that's why I use the seal. So I'm just grabbing a larger pair of scissors I have and cutting off the excess from the flap there, and that is what we are looking like. And that is our card. I think we're pretty much done now and in the home stretch. So I'm going to be taking the inside and adhering it to, well, you know, the inside image panel and adhering it to the inside. Sand eraser, if I have a splotch or anything like that, and there we are done, and that is such a simple, easy card. This is also a great card that you can easily mass produce, and it's very clean, simple. It'll take one stamp to mail, but it is also very attractive. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed our presentation, or my presentation. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next week for Wonder of the Season. Do not forget to go to, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday's post and enter into Paper Pumpkins. So have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you again next week.